Hi, everybody. We here at McStabber Studios appreciate you tuning in to see our tabletop RPG streams. Some of the content of our streams may be a bit mature and cause emotional responses in viewers. We really take the well-being of our viewers very seriously, and we want you to do what you need to if something triggers you. Mute the stream, take a break, or just skip an episode. Otherwise, if you decide to stay tuned in, we are available in chat during the streams to talk you through it if you need that. Thank you so much, and we hope you enjoy this game session.
Yeah, the corporations, man, they put it in the plastic and it's in the water and it seeps into your brain and it just makes you see things and it gets crazy. Welcome back. I told you we'd meet again. It's your boy Twitch. You're here for some more rumors of the city. Interesting. You heard about that gunshots the other night. It seems like a Sabbat member who was supposed to be dead may have been trying to set up the coterie. It's an old trick, but one they didn't fall for. Some quick thinking on their part not only got them to get rid of the evidence, it also allowed Jackie to hold him in place while she got a good identification. It's important info to know. I've also heard rumors that Portia's secret is not as well kept as she thought, and it seems that Lasombra Lamar has been letting his new coterie members know that she's really Helena, also known as Helen of Troy. Of course, you would think that this coterie would keep that to themselves, but in true vampire fashion, they went and shared that info with others. We shall see. Nothing bad can come of this. Rumor has it there's been some property purchases made by this coterie, Mr. Jonathan. I wonder if anything good will come of this. We shall see. Perhaps some confession might be in order. You must go, because I don't want to give up my disguise. And then they took him, man, and they did things, and then the worms, they just kind of, they boiled in his brain, and it was, oh God, it was horrible. Good evening, and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
I'm Gavin, and I play Lamar Cade of Clan Lasombra.
I'm Relyn Dare, and I play Jacqueline Durand of Clan Ventru.
I'm Urian, and I play Roscoe Akers, Clan Tremere.
I'm Mandy. I play Destiny Star Jones, Clan Toreador.
Plunderloot, also known as Plunder, by Jonathan Berkeley, Clan Premier.
And I'm Lady Merowith, playing Eleanor Thurston, Clan Malkavian.
Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they'll have trouble coming up with a description. When people think of New York, they think of skyscrapers, subways, muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago. Vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. last week, this particular coterie had found out some pretty shocking revelations about their domain, and they got confirmation of one in particular, that there is a troublemaker still alive. Of course, then we had Lamar drop a pretty major knowledge bomb on everybody except Jackie. But as Lamar says, if she runs away so quickly, she misses out. Now, we're going to pick up the main part of tonight's episode will occur about a day or two after the events of this. But first, we have a few things we need to cover beforehand. On the night that this ambush, or you were attempted to be set up, Jonathan Roscoe left to go to the Chantry to take a book. Now, I'm going to assume you retrieve it from Roscoe's haven.
Right. Yeah, I'll say, come on, Hoss, let's go up to my haven. We'll grab the book and then we'll head down to the Chantry.
Okay. 1 second, I got to do something here. There we go. Needed to move something. Okay. Now, did you took it from your bookstore that you run? Because I believe that was the initial note of your haven there, Roscoe.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess for Jonathan, as a fellow Tremere, he probably knew about your bookstore, though, because it makes sense. So, you take it and you bring it to the Chantry. Now, how are you going about leaving this book there? Now, for you, Jonathan, who's never seen this book, do you show him the book, Roscoe?
Yes, I do.
Okay. It is definitely not made of leather. It is made of a leather-like substance. And it does have hieroglyphics drawn on the cover of it. The pages, they're not vellum, but they are made of something. Maybe sheepskin, maybe of that type of material. I will allow you to discuss anything you want on your ride over to the Chantry, and so you can game plan how you plan to introduce this to the Chantry and make sure it's part of the collection.
Well, Johnny, you think? How do you think? What's his name? I'm blocking.
Abraham DeSable.
Abraham. What do you think Abraham's going to think when he sees this? Have you seen anything like it?
I'm not sure how he will react to a book from the ministry, but it could be very useful.
I mean, it does definitely has the feeling of being an artifact, and the fact that it's being sought after pretty heavily right now, so quickly after I just bought it, might put us in a little bit better position for bargaining other things.
At the very least, for the Chantry, it will be useful as a bargaining chip.
Mm-hmm.
But sadly, I do not speak or eat Egyptian.
Well, I thought you would have gotten some from that highfalutin learning you got.
I study more in Latin and German.
And what's the difference?
Just different philosophies.
Hmm.
I've also recently acquired Chinese.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, all right, who's driving? You or me?
I can drive.
Okay. Because if you want, I'd let you sit there and have a look at the book while we go down. If you want me to drive, but.
Sure. I'll actually pull over and let Roscoe drive my G-Wagon, and I'll take a look at it with Oblivion Sight just to see if there's anything weird about it.
Okay, well, Oblivion Sight would reveal spirits, but it won't reveal anything magical. You'll have to use Sense the Unseen if you're looking for that. So, if you want to use Sense the Unseen, it's going to be Resolve All Specs.
I just literally use Oblivion Sight just to see if there's anything.
Nope.
through that.
Oblivion Sight, it just looks like a book.
Okay. That's fine.
But as you look at it, I will let you roll intelligence occult if you want,
Do that.
because you have a different back-end history than Roscoe does, of course.
Mm-hmm.
3 successes. Mm-hmm. You have no clue what this is, but you're pretty damn sure that's human flesh.
Interesting.
Now, when we get there and we go in through the usual door, would there be anybody we'd have to, any guards of any sort that we'd have to explain our way in?
You don't have to do any of that as members of the Chantry. That's all fine. The difficult part for you is to officially add it to the book. You're going to have to speak to the Regent.
The library.
Yep, to add anything officially to the Chantry, unless you want it to be not part of the actual library itself, in which case the whole reason for taking it is kind of moot.
Right. Well, is that Abram we need to talk to then?
That's correct.
Well, I guess when we get there, we'll see if we can have a meeting with Abram.
And doesn't take long to get there. The Chantry's not that hard to find this late at night. It's pretty late at this point. Not quite time that you have to worry about getting into cover before night. But you're getting there. And when you arrive at the Chantry and you park it, and it's actually, I will say it out loud, it's the Hyde Park Chantry, which is at the Hyde Park Mansion. And when you arrive there, you assume the Regent is there because he actually is there most nights. He doesn't go out very often, especially now that he's removed himself from politics.
Okay, well then let's go talk to him.
So I'll go with Roscoe inside the Chantry where Abraham is usually at.
Okay. And you go back to the Regent's offices. The doors are closed at the moment. But normally when it's closed, it just means knock.
Okay, I knock.
Okay. You knock on the door. Now, you get an answer right away. 1 second. And about 30, 40 seconds later, the door opens. And a woman steps out. And you can see clearly that Abraham is behind the desk. Now, this is a woman both of you have seen. You have met her before at the Succubus Club. Just so happens, Portia is here. Now, I will give you a good description of her, and I'll also share this so everybody can see the image. There we go. I have shared her image out. Long black hair, stunningly beautiful. I mean, there's no way you won't notice her. Roscoe, Jonathan.
Hello, Portia.
Good evening.
We were finished our meeting, but I was leaving anyway, so you boys please enjoy your chats.
We will. Thank you very much.
What have you got there? That looks interesting.
It's something I thought that Abraham might want to see. Just one of my curiosity acquisition, latest acquisition. That was a curiosity.
Can I see it?
Well, she is asking. So I pull it out and show her.
And she looks at it a second. And she reaches a hand towards it and then stops before she actually touches it. and slowly pulls her hand back. Interesting. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
And I would say she walks away from you, but that's not quite the way to describe how she moves. There's a beauty in it, but at the same time, there's also I'm not going to say it, there's no predator to it, but there's a beauty in it and also a sophistication that defies logic. As if she knows the way she walks attracts everyone. And Abraham, if you're done flirting, please come in.
Yes, sir. And we come in.
Jonathan, Roscoe,
Regent.
what can I do for you?
Well, I have a small situation I would like to talk to you about. Now, I regularly acquire collectibles from my own library. But I've come across a brand new one that's causing me more trouble than I would have thought. And I pull it out and set it on the desk in between us. And I just recently purchased this as a curiosity because, well, I've never seen anything like it. And it was an opportunity to learn the hieroglyphics. But it seems that it's attracted the attention of Marcel because the vendor that I purchased it from says that this came from a temple in the Middle East, Setite temple.
Oh, the Middle East, you say? Setite.
Yes.
That would explain a bit.
And Marcel paid a visit earlier tonight saying he wanted me to sell it to him almost immediately. And I was surprised that, the news of my transaction travels so quickly.
He has a way of gathering knowledge. That's what he does. And you say he's interested in this book.
Oh, very much. I had the feeling that he would ask me the one time, but he would not ask for it a second time. That it would no longer become a voluntary matter.
So I assume you've brought it here so that it could become part of our library.
I did, because I believe that it could be protected there.
Well,
from untoward eyes, and at the least, it could become a bargaining chip.
Well,
for the clan.
He has nothing he can offer me to get it in trade. We do not part with our books lightly.
And that is why we thought the best place for it would be here.
Interesting. I don't know what this book is, but you have my permission to add it to the library.
Thank you, Regent.
I noticed Portia seemed interested in it.
She was. She went to reach for it, but pulled back. She there was nothing on her face that betrayed any sort of knowledge about it.
She's a Torador. She don't give it away that easy. Come on. But I'll have to ask if she knows anything when we next speak. Feel free to add it to the library. Is there anything else you gentlemen need?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
I think that's it for tonight, but thank you very much for seeing us.
I bid you good evening. And he takes and raps his desk with the cane, like he did the last time, which is a sure sign that your meeting is done. And you depart the room, and I assume you take it down to the library. Now, when you enter the library, it is what you would expect from a library. It's a large room, floor to ceiling with books, ladder, And there's an old man who's sitting there at a desk as you come in the room. You've never learned his name. All you know is everyone calls him Keeper. He's the keeper of the library.
Good evening, Keeper.
You have something for me?
I do indeed. And I bring out the book. I just spoke with the regent, and he gave me permission to add this volume into our library.
And he takes the book and he kind of flips through a couple pages. And now, let's see. Should I put it under Egypt or the Middle East? I'll find a place for it. It's okay. Anytime you need to read it, come see me and I will retrieve the book.
Okay. When I do that, do you have any books on translation of the hieroglyphics that could aid me in understanding what the contents are?
Yes, we have some, and I can gather them up. If you come by tomorrow, I should have them sorted for you to look at.
That would be wonderful. Thank you very much.
We don't have many, but we have a few.
Right then, tomorrow it is.
And he, just muttering to himself about where he wants to put this book, takes it and begins walking through the shelves to figure out where he wants to put it. And I will assume Jonathan and Roscoe get back in the G-Wagon, and I'm going to let them have a quick scene to talk about whatever they need to discuss on the way out of there, because after what Lamar had told them about Portia, they might be a little bit nervous.
Just a little. Just a little bit. You didn't happen to feel her rifling through your mind, did you?
I'm sure she was. I'm sure she knows that we know. It's not the way I expected her to find out, but...
True.
I'm not going to out it publicly, I know that. That's a death sentence.
Oh, I think it is too.
But now, if she perhaps needed assistance, I think it would be beneficial that we helped her, considering who she is.
Yes. And, I mean, who knows? Maybe we can go to the Succubus Club now without worrying about it so much.
Perhaps. But, you know, she's very old and very powerful.
Mm-hmm. And the reaction she had to the book, just, it just seems like this thing is best not in our hands.
I would agree. But I think after studying it a bit, that perhaps
at least
glean with.
Yeah, at least with it being in the library, we can go see it any time.
Most other things.
Right.
And so, I assume Jonathan returns Roscoe to his car so that you can make your separate ways for the night. Now, this was the conclusion of the night of the ambush attempt, or the setup, the con job, the frame job.
Jackie did get a message from Eleanor that they needed to talk, so she scheduled that to happen the next night.
Now, the next night rolls around, and where is Jackie planning to meet with Eleanor?
It would be at her haven.
At whose haven?
Jackie's.
Thank you.
Sorry.
And you have your discussion, which we've talked is not, we don't need to have that one.
She informed her of the Helena reveal by Lamar.
Now, Eleanor, as you were leaving Jackie's haven, as you go to walk out the door, there's a man right outside the door. I'm going to share his picture for everybody. This guy looks rough. Very rough. Wearing a leather jacket, got bandana across his head. He looks weather beaten. A lot of sun damage from before he was a kindred. And you've heard of this man. It's hard not to recognize him, but you've never met him. You've heard only by rumor. Tyrus. leader of the wolf pack.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you were going up. I was just leaving.
Jackie here.
Yes, she is. Are you expected?
No, but I'm going in anyway.
Okay.
And he just walks into the door.
Okay, nice to meet you.
And you hear him kind of snort and laugh a bit. You were looking for me, Jackie?
Oh, Tyrus, I was. Thank you so much for coming as quickly. I didn't expect it.
And as you say that, he pulls a cigarette out of a pack and flips open a Zippo
Okay.
and lights it.
I will go over to a cabinet and pull out an ashtray.
Now, I'm not going to make you raw Shrek off of a Zippo.
No.
But you do hear the beast.
Mm.
It's not right. That's fire.
I shrug it off. I've got enough composure to deal with this. So, Tyrus, have you heard? I've been slammed into a coterie and given domain in Wicker Park.
Wicker Park.
Yes, exactly.
That's a dangerous place.
No shit. Considering one of the pack that you and your boys went after got away and is now reappeared
Bullshit.
and starting up trouble.
Bullshit.
No bullshit.
How do you know he got away?
I have my sources.
Bullshit.
Trust me, I have my sources.
Camp.
Look, there's a reason why Parr has me work for her.
We filled that whole section and burned that shit. There's no way anyone got away from that.
Yeah, well, he was severely wounded, but he got away. And now he's back. I'm presuming Gangrel, but with the Sabbat, I don't think you can really tell.
You got proof? Any?
Oh, did you hear the news reports about the AK shooting last night?
Do
Do
I look like the kind who watched the news?
Of course not, but you figured you might have seen it somewhere. Anyway, yes, he tried to set the coterie up last night.
Now that makes sense. That's at least fits. Okay.
So, I just want to know, what do you know about that pack? What did y'all learn during your hunt?
Just another bunch of shitheel fucking Sabbat.
Well, of course.
I mean,
Patterns, hiding spots,
Neely
anything?
squealed him out, told us where the haven was in the Undercity. We went under there.
Okay, this is the second time I've heard this guy, Neely.
He
Who the
was the
fuck is he?
Sinshaw when Loden was here. Turns out he was a fucking Sabbat. But he turned coat. Sold out
It seems
all
like
the
that's
packs he
in
knew
fashion
of.
now.
Well, he sold out all the packs he knew of. He's no longer Sinshaw. He's actually pretty much an outcast. Nobody, I mean, can't trust him. Can't trust those types at all.
Yeah, but he might have intel.
First
I
he's
need.
Sabbat, and then he literally sells out all of them. Come on.
Okay, well that's at least a lead. I appreciate it. Oh, another thing. I've just been informed of something that you should be aware of.
Okay. What?
There is one of us older than old, awake and thriving here. Posing as a neonate. Yet for some reason, neonates keep going missing.
Now that's interesting. Very interesting. I mean, how old are you talking?
If rumors are true, downfall of Carthage? Possibly of Troy?
Now that's even bigger bullshit than what you told me before. But let's say I believe this bullshit on this one, okay? And you're not fucking crazy. Your clan is known to at least try to be straight suitors, though, you know, whatever. Has she done anything wrong?
Not that I'm aware of, but of course, would I know?
Not my problem then. Actually, if you want to know the truth, I can explain this a bit to you. It's not my problem anyway. Fuck Kevin Jackson. He's being a little pissant. And my job is to deal with Sabat and the Lupine.
Fantastic. I just thought you might like to know in case someone gets in your way.
I'll make a note, but since he wants to be a little bitch boy, he can deal with his troubles in his own city until it gets out of hand, and then we'll deal with him. But officially, I am only to deal with the Lupine and the Sabat.
Understood. If you hear any rumors about missing neonates, let me know.
Oh, that I can do. That's not a problem.
Appreciate it.
If you find out...
That's my job.
If you find out anything else about this...
The Sabat?
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, well, he turns into an owl.
Okay, that matches.
A big one.
That matches.
Yeah.
Nasty son of a bitch, actually.
I believe it.
He's not Gangrel.
What is he?
Don't know, but I know he's not fucking Gangrel.
Well, whatever he is, he could take you guys hitting him.
He can just survive fire, apparently.
Fantastic.
But you'd be amazed.
What can survive fire?
Yeah.
So.
Fucking Damien's fault anyway.
Why is it Damien's fault?
He wouldn't let me do it my way.
Okay, if you could do it your way, what would be your way?
We wouldn't have burned anything. Me and the pack would have gone in.
Well, I think, considering the makeup of my imposed coterie, maybe we can handle it.
Like I said, if you get any info, let me know.
I will.
That is actually one of my jobs, remember?
I know.
As I pointed out.
I know.
Now, anything you need me to pass up?
Not yet.
To Par?
She's tasked me to find out what's happening to these neonates. So, hopefully it doesn't get me ashed.
I mean, what's a little ash once in a while? It's fun.
It's hard to come back from, though.
Oh, that's true. I probably shouldn't say that. Dredd wouldn't want to hear me talk about the ashing. He's a little sensitive still at the moment, but we lost one not long ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It happens.
It does, but still.
Fucking goblin roads are a bitch this time of year.
Well, as much as I know you'll disregard it, try to stay safe.
Now, where's the fun in that?
Exactly. I do understand you, Tyrus.
And he takes a cigarette out of his mouth and just puts it out on the back of his hand.
Okay. There was an ashtray there for him. I appreciate your visit, Tyrus. Thank you.
Yeah. I was in the area. And then, without another word, he just turns around and you hear his cowboy boots, that biker boots, really, as he walks out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Just leaving your haven stinking of fucking...
Of course.
Of Marlboro and attitude. And then, this is the day after. Does the coterie plan to meet this second day, the day after the ambush?
No.
Because I know you all have personal things you do. You've got things you run.
I think we were all looking into things.
Looking into various things and doing stuff. So we will say the next day passes and you're set to gather then. Now, I will ask you, where are you gathering? Does anywhere have a plan? Are you gathering at the steakhouse again? Or are you planning to gather somewhere else?
Let's go up to the confession club.
Yeah, the new club.
Yeah, the site where it's going to be built?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll meet up there.
Okay. Now, at the time, it's just building still. It hasn't even been knocked down, but the building's abandoned. Makes it a little easier for Jonathan to get hold of. And I will let you all decide who arrives in what order, and I turn the scene over to the players.
Who will be there first?
Lamar will, so he can scope the place out.
Okay. Second?
Third.
No, I was asking who was second.
Oh. I can show up anytime.
Okay.
I figured Johnny'd be there.
I figured Johnny'd be there first.
Show up fashionably late.
Oh,
Fashionably late. He's taking a page from Jackie.
And is Eleanor riding with Jackie, or is Eleanor?
I would pick her up.
Okay, so we have Eleanor, Jackie coming together.
Mm-hmm.
The real
so
question.
I'll probably be last with her.
Well,
because
no,
I have to
Jonathan's going to be fashionably late. He's going to wander up real last.
Okay.
So who's there? Destiny or Roscoe? Who got there after Lamar?
I'll show up.
Okay. So there we go. We have an order. So Roscoe and Lamar are there first, and then Destiny can just appear when she's ready. You know how to do the scene. When you're ready to interject, you're there. I turn it over to Roscoe and Lamar.
Hey, Lamar. How's it going, man?
Evening.
Evening.
He tips the non-existent hat.
How's it going? Yeah.
It's going. And then spent a lot of last night just looking over the area, trying to figure out where that jackwagon managed to surprise us from, but I didn't pull up much. Next time he comes out, though, we're gonna hit him like one of those games that kids play. I forget what it's called. Anyway, what about you? How'd it go? Tell me you burned that damn book.
No, I did not burn the book. Not going to, but I did take it over to the Tremere Chantry, and I put it in their library. Now,
Those places are safe.
Yeah, it's not coming out of that library unless something seriously huge happens. Although I will have to say, I want to thank you for that little warning about Portia, because she was there and we ran into her.
Portia was in your chantry.
Yeah, she was meeting with the regent.
Wait. Portia was in your chantry. I thought you guys didn't let anybody in there without the Pentagon Papers, a doctor's note, and at least
she had one. She had one of each plus two of the doctor's notes.
So was she just? Is that a regular thing for her to be there?
Apparently, it is.
You got to be shitting me.
I'm going to remind you, Roscoe, because you may have forgotten. She has a whole wing of the chantry dedicated to herself.
I know she does, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to let that out.
You're not going to snitch? Okay, but I wanted to make sure you didn't forget that. She has a whole fucking wing.
You got to be shitting me. She's there regularly.
It seems to be.
And you're all okay with this?
I don't have any reason. Until you told us about it, I didn't have any reason not to be.
And you put that book in a place she can get to it. At least she didn't see it, right?
Oh no, she saw it. She didn't have exactly the best reaction to it, though.
So she saw the book and had a bad reaction to it.
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, she saw the book and she went to reach out to touch it and then just kind of pull back. Nonchalantly pull back. I think her entire hand could have been on fire and she wouldn't have let it show. But she didn't seem to be very enamored of touching it.
So just to make sure I understand, the book you should have burned. You took it to your ultra safe chantry where she is at regularly. And when she tried to touch it, she decided not to.
Yes.
And you don't see this as maybe a reason to take that thing and throw it in the deepest part of the ocean that you can find?
No. Do you think why do you think we should? Do you know something about it? Or are you just reacting to Portia?
You know what? You're right. Absolutely nothing to worry about, man.
I'm not saying there's nothing to worry about, but It's not like we had a whole lot of other choices.
You could have not left it there.
And if I hadn't left it there, then Marcel would have come and gotten it, whether I wanted him to have it or not.
We have a better chance of killing him, turning him back, than, an old one. I'm just saying, if you think it's going to be safe there, I mean, I can't get in there, so we'll be all right.
Well,
Right now, though, right? Does anybody else know about this whole thing that happened?
Well, Jonathan was there, and so was the regent. I don't think anybody else really.
Maybe we ought to just keep this to ourselves until we see how it plays out. Just in
Keep
case.
what to ourselves?
Destiny, how's it going?
Hey, Destiny.
Hey.
Just guy stuff.
Oh, like what?
Guy stuff. How's Hyde?
Oh, she's great. She's hunting.
Excellent. How's the last couple nights been for you?
Fine. What are you keeping to yourself? Guy stuff. I
Yeah,
like
guy
guy
stuff.
stuff. Can I be one of the guys?
Oh,
There's a small problem with that.
What's that?
well, you're nice. You're not a guy.
Wasn't what I was expecting you to say. You think I'm nice, Roscoe?
Well, certainly.
It's just locker room talk.
Oh, like you shake it more than twice?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Duly noted. So why are we meeting here? This is where the
This is
club
where
is supposed to be?
This is where Johnny's going to put his new club.
It looks like a dump.
Most places do before they get all fixed up. I really think he should go with the name South of Heaven over Club Confession. But if anybody wants to help me lobby for that, I will accept the help gratefully.
Why South of Heaven?
What's South of Heaven?
Earth?
A little further.
Well, then why wouldn't you go like very south of heaven? I mean, at least Club Confession kind of makes you feel like you're supposed to be confessing.
I wouldn't go to a nightclub to confess.
I mean, nobody intends on confessing in a nightclub, right?
I
Yeah, but
mean,
it happens.
Sometimes things happen.
blame it on the alcohol. At least that's what I hear they say. But
I think it's alcohol that you're supposed to blame it on.
what's with all the extra A's, though?
I don't know, Lamar. It's just what they say.
All right.
You gotta get up on the lingo, Lamar. It's really
I liked it better when people spoke English. But we're waiting for everyone else. Have you heard from Eleanor and Jackie?
no. Why would I have heard from Eleanor and Jackie? Have you heard from Eleanor and Jackie?
Well, you
Because I'm a
seems like you're
girl.
pretty tight with them.
Because I'm a girl.
Don't
Okay.
do that. Don't
Nice,
do that.
Lamar. Hey, Roscoe. Have you heard from Jonathan recently? You have the same bits.
Well,
Actually,
yes,
they're
as a
part of the
matter
same
of fact.
clan, so I would have gone with that.
Well, but I mean, you seem to be a special project for Jackie, so I figured she'd keep your eye on you and keep in touch with you all the time.
I make myself scarce.
On the way there in the car, Jackie has a brief conversation with Eleanor. I'm sure you saw who walked into my apartment last night.
It would have been really hard to miss him.
Yeah, he tends to have that impression. Understand I'd like to keep that one close to the chest.
Oh, I won't mention it to anyone.
Thank you.
Don't worry. I figured it was something clandestine.
Yeah, basically, him and his boys were the ones that hunted that pack, so I was trying to get some intel to help us.
Oh. Well, did he have anything useful to say?
Said it wasn't a gangrel, that it could survive fire.
Well, that is a trick.
That is a trick.
Mm.
It's one I'm a little familiar with. But doesn't mean anything. Who cares what clan it is? It just needs to die.
Yes.
So basically, he did say that Neely, I believe he's come up before. I think Lamar mentioned him.
I think it was Lamar who mentioned.
Yeah, Neely had sussed them out. So maybe this Neely person, former Senshaw, was Sabat, then went turncoat and turned all the Sabat in. Perhaps he might have some good intel.
Perhaps.
Oh, it looks like we're here.
Oh, we're here. Doesn't look much like a club yet, does it?
Oh, it's going to take time. Build-outs always take time.
Yeah, it's true.
And the rest of the group here, minus Jonathan, who has not arrived yet, sees Jackie's car pull up.
And Etienne gets our door.
Okay. And he waits up in the car.
Yeah, he goes back and waits in the car once we get out.
Yep.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Jackie.
Oh, I see.
Good evening.
I see Jonathan is taking a cue from me and being fashionably late. So, this is the place.
Yeah, looks like.
Indeed it is.
I see the potential. It's got good bones. I do love this courtyard. We could really dress that up. Okay. I see the potential. I see why he went for this. It's got a good eye. So we're waiting on him because he has keys, yes?
He has
Looks
keys.
like.
Keys to the party.
Okay.
Yep.
It's then
We're
that I will
waiting.
appear out of the building.
Okay, everyone roll wits awareness, please.
Okay. Why am I getting my dice? I don't use dice. I use...
Dice thrown every which way.
So many dice.
What? Why
Four
did I
from
only
Eleanor?
roll 4 dice? No, I rolled 5. Okay.
Yeah.
There's only supposed to be 4 dice. Why did it?
Hang on, I'm going through. You might have the one plus one. Do you have it checked? Let's see. We got 4 successes from Eleanor. None from Jonathan. Good job. Oh, shit. Wait a minute.
No. I willpowered.
Oh, I was about to say, because you got a bestial
I got a
failure.
success.
Though, I will say, I do not use bestial failure on passive skill checks
Right.
because a passive skill check doesn't really work for bestial failure. That's just a personal way I do it. Jackie has 2, Destiny 1, Roscoe 2, Lamar 6. Okay.
It was only supposed to be 4 because it was just a straight.
Or did wits twice. Reroll. You had wits selected twice, so you got to do your plus on awareness first, and then just hit the die. Double click the die for wits. That's the easy way to do it.
Okay.
Because you don't have any dots in awareness? Damn.
Nope.
3. Still got 3. Pretty good. So 4 is Eleanor. I'll keep a note of that, and I will give Jonathan, who's coming around the building, the scene.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, there he
Hey, Johnny.
is. So, we are going to dress up this courtyard, yes?
Of course.
Perfect. Shall we go in?
Absolutely. You come in.
And Jonathan enters the building because he has the keys because he's I assume you've bought the property at this point because it, was mostly run down this part of town. The crime has been a problem. And I will let you have your scene. You can describe the building as you see fit, of course.
A little bit run down, like older warehousing or storefront from, mid-century. Chicago was booming, perhaps even older. It's in the process of getting gutted and refurbished into a new club. So, a bit of disrepair at the moment, but it is what it is.
Well, the street clientele didn't seem all that polished either, so.
This place has promise.
You see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think good choice, Jonathan. Good choice.
Well, it also gives us an excuse to come in and out around 4, 5 in the morning.
That's true.
It says a steakhouse.
Oh, speaking of the steakhouse, we need to restaff it.
Oh, yes. But I've already added chocolate lava cake as well. Destiny.
You did?
Yes.
Thank you. We should go get some right now.
Not right now. I think we need to have some discussions while we're here.
Oh,
But later.
But later we can do that.
Okay. Discussions. Ugh.
So, does
Anyone, little friend?
I was able to get some good information. Not gangrel. Can survive fire. And, Neely sussed out the pack. Does anybody here know this gentleman?
No.
Heard of him, but I don't know him personally.
I've heard of him. Yes.
Good. Get me in contact.
He's indisposed at the moment.
Yeah.
Indisposed.
He's incognito.
That's different from indisposed.
Get me in contact. I can keep it discreet.
I'll see what I can do, but I can make no promises.
Understand. He may have good information on their hiding patterns, since he sussed them out.
True.
Or maybe if you can get that information from him directly, since you know of him, you can try to do it.
Indeed.
But, so, I at least got us a lead.
Yes, and the rest of you were not aware. Me and Roscoe saw Portia last night. For a short time.
Yeah, Roscoe filled me in.
Now, the good news is she didn't rip our heads off, so that's a good sign.
Speaking of which, I had to hear it secondhand from Eleanor.
You looked kind of distressed the other night when you left.
We had an hour we were sitting around shooting the shit.
Well, no one talked about wanting to go to the Succubus Club until after you left. But in the future, try to make sure that
I'm kept in
I
the loop.
catch you before you head out.
I appreciate that. So, Succubus Club. It is an Elysium. Prince Jackson could call us there at any fucking time. The Keeper could call us there at any fucking time. Anyone within the court could call us there at any fucking time.
Well, it is, at least it's Elysium where we would be.
Do you think that matters to one as old as her?
No, not to her. I mean, from overt physical attack, we would be safe, but, using our powers that are undetected, sure, she could do anything.
Anything.
I'm sure
She could
she's
probably
aware.
manipulate someone to do an attack. if she felt like getting someone ashed.
That's why I say right now, best thing to do is avoid her entirely. Don't go where she is. And
that's true. But at the same time, three of us have already made known that we enjoy the performance on Thursday nights there.
Yeah.
And if we all of a sudden just stop going, that's suspicious and may draw her attention.
And higher, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure she's already aware that I and Roscoe know.
Maybe,
sure
maybe
she-
not. Did she see you with the book?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
she
she
did,
might
yeah.
have been distracted by the book. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm sure at her age and skill, she's probably so subtle you wouldn't even know. But
Yeah, when we got Johnny and I got there, she was having a meeting with the regent, that's how we came into contact with her.
oh, Roscoe, one day you'll learn not to tip all your information. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay, so
she was having a conversation with your regent. So chances are she's probably been in his head 4,000 or 5,000 times
or
too.
not. I
And
mean, if he entertains her, she might not. Who knows? I mean, she's Toreador. They're fickle as fuck.
fair.
I just
No
look over.
offense.
I just look over towards Destiny when
Yeah.
you say that.
Yeah, no offense, Destiny.
Destiny like walks away from the group and starts inspecting the architecture of
So
the
you
broken
start
down
wandering the
building.
rest of the building without them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make a note.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going like super far, but
No,
far enough
but-
away that I'm like going away from Jackie.
I feel bad
Because
enough.
I'm fickle as fuck.
I'm going to follow her as she walks away.
So, I tell you, oh God. How entrenched is she in the chantry?
No, she has a permanent wing.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, wait. You neglected to mention that in the initial, when you told
Yeah.
me she was hanging out there a
Lamar, it's all about asking the right questions.
bit. Or just not being lied to.
Well, not telling is not lying.
Lies by omission.
I
are
mean,
still
how
a
long
lie.
did you know about her?
Like I said, long enough to be a problem.
Pot, kettle?
No, actually, I think that's completely different. But moving on.
Moving on. So, yeah, so pretty much we just have to carry on as if we know nothing. Because if we act suspicious, it will draw her attention and then she will fork through everything in our heads.
So you guys haven't mentioned this to anyone, have you?
Of course not.
I mean, except just for what we've told the coterie, I mean, you guys are safe, right?
Why would I? I like to survive.
Now, I'm Jackie.
Mhm.
You, because you actually answered with a physical response, get to roll composure, subterfuge.
Perfect.
And Lamar, you've got to roll
Oh no, that's going to be a willpower.
intelligence insight to see if you can catch her lying. It rolled. Okay, I see you re-roll. Yeah, there's your. You had 3 successes for yours. Now we see what Lamar gets. Okay, well, she's telling the truth as far as you can tell.
And Lamar will go ahead and accept that for the time being, since everybody's playing with their cards face up on the table. Face up.
I'm going to say for Destiny and Eleanor, who've wandered off, you've only gone one room over in the building, because he hasn't gutted it yet.
It's in process. Yeah.
I remember from an earlier roll, Eleanor, you notice something very odd about this building that strikes you as odd, at least. You've been in cities before, and you've been in abandoned buildings before. There is a decided lack of recent mouse activity or rat activity. This building, though empty, seems devoid of small critters. And that's because of your earlier wits awareness roll.
I make note of that, and I approach Destiny, and I reach out to you and kind of like very lightly touch your shoulder. Destiny, are you okay?
Fine. Are you okay?
I'm okay. It wasn't. I mean, what Jackie said, it probably really hurt your feelings. I mean, maybe. I mean, since you walked away, thought maybe.
That would be the fickle thing to do, wouldn't it?
No, the fickle thing would be to smile like really sweetly and then later on stab her in the back.
No, that's smart, not fickle.
Wow, they must be really close together, those two things.
Fickle and smart?
Yeah, with people like us, I mean.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe being fickle is smart.
Maybe.
Can I ask your opinion about this building?
Sure.
I mean, I kind of, as I was walking, I kind of noticed. Usually they have mice and rats and little birds and sometimes raccoons and coyotes and foxes and other animals. They like to make houses and little nests in buildings like this.
Oh, yeah.
This one doesn't have any of that. I haven't seen any rats' nests or any things.
Weird.
I just wondered if maybe you had noticed that too.
No, but I've been distracted tonight, I guess. So
I understand. It is a little odd, though.
Can I look around to see if I'm seeing the same thing now that she's called my attention to it?
Yes. Once she mentioned it, you realize that it's devoid of all the little noises you would expect to hear. No rustling, no odd noises in the wall or, paper, nothing. It is a dead silent building. All you hear is the wind from outside making the building creak once in a while.
Even if I heighten my senses.
That's correct. All you hear is the wind a little louder, creaking. And it sounds like maybe a window's open somewhere because there's something that rattles every once in a while from a wind that coincides with the wind gust, but that's it. You do catch a little bit of the conversation by heightening your hearing that was going on in the room next door.
Like you heard Lamar ask the group if anybody said anything, and Jackie's like, no.
Yeah, that would be about the time.
Oh yeah, I
that you rolled.
100% would have caught that. I don't hear anything. I hear the wind and I hear everybody else talking in the other room, but this is weird.
It's not. This is the part in the movie where somebody says something they shouldn't.
Well, I'm not going to say anything.
Neither am I. I would like to premonition.
Damn it! Almost made it half an episode. Resolve all specs.
I was so waiting for that.
Almost made it half
Back
an
open
episode.
that hit roll.
Do your eyes like glaze over?
Yeah, she gets a very
like a dazed
unfocused.
look.
Kind of like I'm looking at you, and then I kind of look off away from you, and then like
Her face just goes slack,
Yeah,
and
so
she
this
just
is the part where
stares into the distance.
someone says something they shouldn't in the movie, and then she just
yeah, and then
Eleanor?
Wow,
Eleanor?
nice 5 successes.
5 successes.
Destiny's gonna grab your hand while you're
Do I hear
doing that too.
You
Do
try
I?
to-
I'm
what?
sorry. Do
Go
I
ahead.
hear Destiny calling Eleanor's name?
No,
Okay.
unless you're using heightened senses.
No,
now.
I don't.
You try to shift your vision into a full premonition, but there's something off. Something. It's almost like your preternatural sights hit a blockage of some kind. But you do get an odd feeling of there's a danger nearby, but not to you and not to your friends. But there is something, not a storm, but you can feel something building nearby and awaiting.
And my fingers kind of twitch in your hand, Destiny, and then I grab your hand and I.
Are you okay?
Yes. Something was. It was like I. Have you ever run into a window or like a glass door before?
No.
It was like that, where I could kind of. There was something, but I couldn't really.
Do you
There's
think it's
something.
because of the building?
I am not sure. I've never. I mean, I felt something like this, but it's been a very long time. It's almost. But I did sense something bad, but it wasn't directed at us.
Do we know what it was directed at?
I'm not sure. Something else. It's something. It's really odd. It's a little bit like before the wars. How I would sometimes this feeling like something building, growing, but indistinct.
Should we go back to the others?
I think so.
And this is where we go on break. And we will see you in 10 minutes to see what all happens with this impending dread and this odd barrier or something blocked your premonition that you've not dealt with before. And it's very odd. We will see you in 10 minutes.
Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator, you can't remain the prey. You have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you? Or is it me? Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in the world of lions. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within. Do you burrow within? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, beautiful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Elizabeth Bathory. I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, put me up, shut me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory. Blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, youthful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Elizabeth Bathory.
Welcome back. Before the break, the coterie was meeting in this building that Jonathan had purchased to turn into a club, and Eleanor and Destiny. Well, Eleanor noticed some weird things and then noticed really weird things, and Jackie was given Lamar the third degree, and Lamar was given Roscoe the third degree. I think this coterie is off to a wonderful start, and we are going to resume the scene as Eleanor and Destiny return to the rest of the coterie, and I give it to the players.
As they walk in, Jackie looks over and says, "Oh, Destiny, have you by chance heard anything from your contacts about the sewers or Undercity?"
Nope. Was a little busy.
I understand.
Has anyone heard anything? in this building.
Just us talking. I hadn't really paid attention to anything else. What do you
Nothing
mean?
lives here.
It's us and the wind.
And I couldn't see any. I couldn't see past. There's something I couldn't see past.
We'll
Here.
bring up Oblivion Sight.
Now, okay, you open up your mind or your eyes and you invoke the oblivion in your blood, and your vision shifts. Now, where there was darkness, now it looks clear, almost as daylight, but it's not anything shaded. You don't see a single spirit. You just see the building. Not one spirit.
Jonathan, what have you bought us? What?
We couldn't understand you.
Couldn't hear you.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
What
Can anybody
was your-
see, like, are there any kind of wards here or anything? Because it's unnatural for an abandoned building to be completely empty.
Yep.
Do you know what was here before, Jonathan? Did you look into any of the
In the
history?
business before.
Hmm.
Yeah, Steve, what would the business have been before?
Don't know. There was never business listed. As far as you can tell, it's been empty quite a while, though that doesn't match up with what you're seeing, but that's what the records show. The records were oddly vague now that you mention it.
Vague,
Place got a basement.
very vague. Perhaps it would be of use to us. It's rather devoid of
That's a good thought, Lamar.
things.
Let's go look around.
Yeah, I'd like to check ST and see if this place has, like, you know, a basement,
Okay.
entrance to a basement, lower level.
You round around a bit, and you do find a stairwell that leads to a floor above, but it also leads down. And you can smell the mildew and the rot. Stronger than what you're used to smelling, because most basements in Chicago have mildew and rot. It's a little bit stronger of mildew and rot.
Destiny gags a little bit because her senses are still heightened.
And I look back at Destiny. Why don't you and some others check out the upstairs? Lamar and I will check out downstairs. Maybe Roscoe or Jonathan will come with us.
I'll go down
Okay.
to the basement.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go up then.
That way we divide and conquer. Figure out what's going on here.
You think that... Okay, sure. Whatever you say.
Trying to protect you from any disgusting environment down below.
I trust you.
So Jonathan, Lamar, and Jackie go down into this basement area. I will deal with them first, then we will go to the other. As you go down into this area, there is a floor down there. It is not finished. It's open, but it is a definite basement. And the smell of the mildew and mold, and you can see the mold crawling up all the walls. I mean, there is a lot of mold down here. I would like to get an intelligence, and you can go investigation, you can go medicine, you can go even academics or science, any one of those. Pick one.
I am actually going to rouse for a bonus to my intelligence.
Okay. And you do not get hungrier.
No, I do not. I've got this hunger management on lockdown.
I'm just being denied a chance to. He's rolling his willpower. It's fine. Okay.
I will also rouse for the stat buff.
Okay. And you also did not get hungrier. Man, I'm only getting to play Destiny's Beast around here, it seems.
Hang on, I'm going to use a willpower.
And make sure you mark that you've used it.
It already did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got 3.
Okay. And then Jonathan changed his over. He got 2 on his reroll, which gave him 6. And then we're waiting on Lamar. Lamar got 1. Jonathan, there's way too much mold down here. Mm-hmm. It's a lot more humid than it should be, too. The room is thick with moisture. Somewhere is a lot of water, and it's venting or connected to this building.
Perhaps there's an entrance to the sewer.
You might want to talk a little louder.
Please talk louder.
I think there's a entrance to the sewer down here, potentially. Way too much water coming in.
Lamar will look around to see if he can figure out where that entrance might be, or like if it's behind a wall or beneath a floorboard or something like that.
There's actually a grate, but when you look down in it, that doesn't appear to be sewer. It appears to drop further than you can see.
Is there like a rock or piece of
I'm sure there's some
there's
debris
lots of
in
little
here.
bits and pieces.
He'll pick one up and he'll like throw it between the bars and the grate just to see if he can hear where the drop ends.
You do. You estimate it's maybe a 40 or 50 foot drop into water.
Yeah, you're right. It might be the sewer, and
Sewers aren't that far down.
Far down.
they shouldn't be.
That's the Undercity.
The grate itself, Lamar wants to take a look at that, and like, does it look like this grate has been manipulated?
It's been moved quite a bit. It's rusty due to all the moisture and everything, but around the edges of it has been scraped often. Someone has lifted it out of its place and put it back multiple times.
Does that appear to be recent?
With the amount of moisture in the air, it will rust pretty quick. And you're shocked that it's not rusted closed, because it should be.
He looks to I looked at Jackie and Jonathan. Yeah, this grate shouldn't be possible to move, and yet it's been moved a lot, possibly recently. So if this is an entrance to the Undercity, it's been used pretty often and probably pretty recently, maybe even by our friend.
That's what I'm thinking. Looks like we found looks like we found a hidey hole.
Looking around down here, are there any is there a Sabbat symbol anywhere in the area?
Funny you asked that. Now it's pretty dark down here. There's a little light, but not much. How are you gonna illuminate that?
How about me? I still have Oblivion Sight up.
Now you do know, because you are Lasombra, you know what Oblivion Sight does.
You seeing anything extra?
Jonathan, you turn on Oblivion Sight?
Oh, I still have it up. I never took it down from when I went upstairs.
There's definitely a symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going to make you roll for this one. It is a Sabbat symbol that you've seen many a time. It's a haven. It's meant to mark somewhere someone could hide out from the daytime if necessary. A safe house of sorts.
The haven symbol from our little friend.
Son of a bitch.
And we just bought it.
That's fortuitous for us.
Indeed.
Now we know one of his hiding locations. Now we just need to clear it out.
With my senses still up, can I hear what they're saying?
At first you can. You get as far as I'm trying to think. You lose them after Lamar had said the grate could be moved.
Okay. So I didn't hear him say a haven symbol?
No, you missed that because you and Eleanor have gone too far from the.
Yeah, y'all
bot.
got headed upstairs.
Now, since
Thank
you've
you.
asked, I'm going to put out, as you go to the other floors, they're all silent. No little animals.
May I sense unseen?
Yes, you can. You can resolve all specs.
Okay.
Now, Destiny, as you're walking through, you all don't see anything else odd. You don't even see corpses of animals. It is just nothing.
Not even excrement.
Yep. And if you click anything else, you can't willpower, so you have to manually do it.
Yeah, I know.
Too many dice.
I didn't click anything else, but
Yeah,
no,
too
it's
many
fine.
dice. You
It's
got to
cool.
roll 3 this time.
Oh, I re-rolled and I didn't get.
No,
any,
you
so-
rolled 4 dice, though.
You rolled
can only
4.
roll
You
3.
need to roll 3.
But
So-
it says there's 4.
No, but you can only roll 3 with a willpower roll.
Oh,
That's
that's
the
right.
count.
Sorry, you're correct.
Now, I could be a dick and just say you got no successes, but you didn't
No,
roll the right
look
number
at
of
that.
dice.
Hey,
That's
that's
cool.
all right. You got 6
That's
now.
six.
Storyteller is
We're
the
gonna come
storyteller
back-
is a nice.
We're going to come
storyteller.
back to you in a second on that. I will let them finish their scene in the basement, and then we're going to come back to that because that's an important role.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose you know anyone who could get in here and seal this thing up in the next couple of nights, do you? We can deny this to our little friend, keep him from going anywhere, keep him from using this place to get in and out, shut down one more avenue of
Perhaps if we sealed it ourselves.
I see you have your finger up.
Okay.
Yes, Jackie.
Yeah, I was just wondering, is that something that Jackie should possibly get someone involved in?
It's up to you. I just saw if you had your finger up like a
I'm just
storyteller
asking your interpretation of who Jackie knows, if someone she knows could get involved in this.
question. You don't have any real info yet. He just wanted to know if you get real. I mean, you can pass that on to him, but he's already said he's having a piss fight right now or a dick fight
I
with
know.
Kevin Jackson. So he's not really inclined to do things that benefit that man at the moment.
Okay. So, okay, never mind. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Perhaps we clean up ourselves, prove our worth to the Ivory Tower.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I mean, you know, if any of your construction people,
Or, yeah, I mean, if anybody has anybody that can weld it shut. Leave him trapped
this
in the
pla-
pond.
this place violates so many codes right now. Probably have someone pay some extra attention to it and make it part of the renovation project.
We really will have to take care of this mold.
Yes, but I think that perhaps we need to take care of our little infestation ourselves.
Oh, I know. I agree. You going to go swimming?
Not particularly.
Okay. So either we seal it up and make him find an alternate route out, torch this place, rebuild it, completely seal it off.
Or we go hunting in the Undercity, and I am not up for that one.
Why not?
Jackie turns around and heads back up the stairs. You guys let me know when you make a decision. And she walks out.
Okay, now we're going to flash over to Eleanor and Destiny. Now, as you're walking through this building, checking each floor, not only is it devoid of animals, you also notice, like most buildings in Chicago that are empty and unoccupied, normally some homeless move into it, or you can see signs that homeless have used it. Even that has not been done in this building. But when you get to the top floor, you do find a skeleton laying in one of the beds. Now, Eleanor, you activated Sense the Unseen, and you got a lot of successes. There is a glow peeking through at various places of this building that you don't understand. Sometimes it's a blue glow, sometimes it's a red glow. The building itself has some sort of aura that you can only catch glimpses of at times, but it's definitely there. And when you catch the glimpses, it's normally where there's a crack in the plaster or the walls damaged or something like that. The outer walls, that is.
Buildings glow normally.
I mean,
Not
sometimes.
usually.
This one kind of glows.
What was that, Roscoe? I didn't catch what you'd said.
Oh, just so not usually.
This one glows a little bit. Sometimes red, sometimes blue, sometimes.
That's weird.
Any particular places where you're seeing these glints of color?
Where the plaster's cracked. There's like a breakage of some kind. Almost like there's something underneath that's peeking through.
Roscoe, roll intelligence occult. Damn. Nice. Steve Perry dice are not striking tonight. 6 successes. She has described the aura that you know normally comes with some sort of sorcery or blood sorcery of some kind. Some sort of ritual or some sort of standing ward or wards.
Okay. Do you see anything else other than just the color glows? Because it's kind of reminiscent of sorcery, and there might be wards of some sort or another around. We just need to look for them.
Sorry, go ahead.
Have you noticed? Are they getting more frequent or brighter as we go up, or when we're downstairs?
Eleanor, they are literally. Once you started looking for them, they're like everywhere. There's cracks. You see at least a little hint of it. It is permeated through the walls.
It's once I started looking, I can see it everywhere. It's peeking through. When I don't really understand how the sorcery works. Maybe you can help, but do you think would we see more if we could look beyond, like the plaster or the paint?
Yeah, maybe. And I'll just. Is there anything I can pick up? Just like smash like through the wall.
I mean, it's not hard to do it. It's building's pretty run down. You can pick up any of 9 million things to use and try to smash apart, and you do. Now, this is an old school building. It's not actually drywall. It is plaster over
lath.
Or the lath, right. And when you crack the plaster and crack the boards behind it, there are symbols.
There are symbols there, Roscoe.
And you can actually see them. They're not glowing to you. They're scratched or burned in, Roscoe, that you could see. But yes, Eleanor, when he cracks it open, they are glowing to you.
Do I recognize what the symbols are for these?
Blood sorcery of some kind.
Can I see the symbols?
You can see the symbols, yes.
Okay.
There's something inscribed. You can only describe them as symbols. I mean, it doesn't look like scratch mark to you. There is a definite design, whirls, and sometimes it almost looks like a character, but it's not in a language you recognize and all those kind of things. Very stylized, to be honest.
None of them strike me as familiar, say, from the hieroglyphics from the book.
No, none of them strike you as familiar, but then again, each person who does blood magic generally has slight differences. This is definitely not something you've ever seen before, but you have been raised a traditional pyramid style based on your sire.
Well, since Lamar is the sussest of us. We should probably get him to come up and have a look at it, see if he recognizes it. Just something from his background, maybe he'd know.
This is blood sorcery, right, Roscoe?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
No one ever said that it was beautiful. You see the patterns, isn't it?
What kind of patterns do you see?
Just the patterns, the swirls, it's pretty, isn't it?
Well, it is an art.
How many Sabbat members can do blood sorcery?
I don't know.
Wouldn't have expected a Sabbat member to be able to make something so beautiful.
Is it just did we just happen to get lucky and the spot where we smashed the wall, there's the symbols, or if we look further we'll see them everywhere up and down
Are
the
you
walls?
going to look further?
I'll pull more open up more of the wall.
Everywhere you look that you check has symbols of some kind. Every single part.
This is probably why I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, probably. It may be warded. Protect whoever or whatever was here before. Jackie, are you? Well, Rillin, are you coming upstairs yet?
Yeah, Jackie's working her way up. I'm just waiting for
did
storyteller to
Jonathan
say
and
a
Lamar?
scene.
Did Jonathan and Lamar follow her, or did they used to stay in the basement?
No, Lamar will go ahead and join her as he wants to make sure that everybody's in the loop.
And Jonathan, you follow too?
Found.
Now,
I will.
it takes you a bit to wander the building, but you do find them because they've been staring at these symbols for a little while. You come in the room and you see them staring. They're in a room where multiple spots of the plaster has been ripped down and the lathe board behind it ripped off. And they are staring. And once you get in the room, you can see that there's stuff carved, burned, and otherwise marked into it.
I would say with Jackie's background, especially her time in New Orleans, she's seen some Tremere graffiti.
But you don't recognize.
I don't know what it is,
Right, you don't
but I know it's blood.
You've never seen these symbols.
I know that it looks like that.
Plunder.
What about me?
You recognize some of them. You don't know what the spells are. They are definitely a ward, and it is definitely Sabbat related. It is something that you've seen in Goratrix before.
Lamar takes a look at the symbols as well, trying to see if he recognizes.
There's a familiarity to the patterns. You don't know what they are, but you've seen these symbols used, and you've seen combinations of them, but not this exact thing.
This entire building needs to be demolished.
They're everywhere. These.
Oh,
Do any-
I'm
have any of
looking
you-
around everywhere that they've exposed it, and I have assumed that it is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
This building needs to be demolished.
Yeah, burn this place to the ground. I'd say salt the earth, but this place has to go.
As
Is
it stands now, yes.
What?
As it stands now, yes.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what these do?
Jonathan, you may roll intelligence occult as well.
Destiny's just staring at the patterns and listening to everyone else.
I figured.
Since Lamar knows some blood sorcery, can he also?
Yes, you can also roll intelligence occult.
Do you know? Yeah, I'm good with 6.
That is a damn good roll.
I debated
roll?
more, but
Oh,
no.
there we go.
Lamar only has 2. You don't know their purpose. Jonathan.
I don't see Jonathan's roll.
No,
6.
no, that was Roscoe's 6 on there.
Oh.
That's right. I was looking at Roscoe's again,
Don't look at my roll.
but I want to. Yeah, I thought I was looking at Jonathan. See, good thing you pointed it out because I was going to give him damn Roscoe's. I don't know why it didn't show him for me. Yeah,
I was like, did he figure out how to whisper his rolls?
Yeah.
it's possible.
What in the world? Let's try it again.
Because I see no roll yet.
Yeah, I saw rolls earlier from Jonathan.
Yep. I mean, I can always roll it forward. I can hit the buttons. There's the occult. See? I can roll it and it rolls.
I'd burn a willpower on that.
Okay, burn it. See if you can do the willpower. See if that works.
Probably not because you rolled it.
No, it's not working.
Interesting. I will do that for you then. 4 successes. And by the way, did you fix any willpower you used last session? Did you recover any? I don't think you did recover them yet.
It's whichever's
Oh, yeah.
higher, your
There you
composure
go.
or
Yeah.
resolve.
There you go. He's at,
Should be at 3.
yeah, he's at 3
Good.
willpower used so far. He's got 1 left. It is a ward of some kind. Actually, it's multiple wards overlaid on top of each other.
I assumed.
And it's incredibly complex, but it's also at least 3 or 4, maybe even 5 different wards all laid on top of each other.
Can someone sketch this?
Lamar,
Sure.
can you take a picture of it?
Lady.
Oh, wait, no. You might have trouble with that.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do it the old fashioned way. He says, pull out his notepad.
And I'm going to try to take a picture of it with my cell phone.
Okay? You take a picture with your cell phone. There's no symbols.
Yeah, see, that's why I said sketch it.
So Lamar's going to work on that.
Okay?
And then,
I mean, you can't sketch. I mean, you can't sketch them all. You'd have to go through the whole building, but you can get a good
General
a
gestures.
section of it, and what you can see. Just to
yeah, he'll do the section like immediately in
yep.
front of it.
Okay.
Did Jonathan disclaim to us what he saw and what he thinks it is?
They are wards.
Can you tell what kind?
Wards. Somewhere between 3 and 5 at least.
Can
At
someone
least.
do this? Can someone put this kind of stuff up working by themselves, or do you think they'd have to have help?
It depends on exactly what the rituals are.
It would take a long
Some
time
are
as one person.
individual. Sometimes it's many. Sometimes it's one night. Sometimes it's a week. It just depends on what it is.
Storyteller.
Yes.
Did you describe earlier that we found a skeleton as well?
Yes.
Up here?
Yes.
May I look at the skeleton and see if there's anything sus about it?
I will like to look at it as well.
You go and you take them back to the room where you found the skeleton, and I guess because other people are interested as well. And there is a skeleton laying on the board or on a bed. There's no rotting remains of clothes. It is laid perfectly on a bed in one room, the only bed you've seen in the building. It is arranged with its hands over its chest and its legs crossed together. No damage done to it, no stakes, no marks. It is just perfectly arranged, like somebody put it there on purpose.
Hmm.
It's a corpse pose.
What?
Crossed feet, crossed arms. Completely straight. How you'd put someone in a casket.
But they're on a bed, not a casket. Hmm.
I want to look at the mouth. I want to look at the teeth.
The teeth are actually No fillings, no crowns,
Fangs?
no fangs. But they are well-preserved teeth. This person took good care of their teeth. Because not many adults, you can say, and it is adult size, not many adults in this world can say they have no fillings, no crowns, no cavities.
Someone was very well off. The teeth are
Can we tell?
impeccable.
Can we tell generally how old the skeleton is?
No, but there's no meat, there's no tendons. To be honest, the way the hands are posed, it should have fallen apart. But it's still sitting with the hands on the chest because there's nothing to hold the bones together at this point, but they are still sitting there.
And now, just to note, storyteller, I did not actually touch the skeleton.
That's fine. I understand. I'm assuming competence.
Okay.
If you want to touch it, you'll say you touched it.
And there are no other relics around this. It's
Just sitting on an
bones.
empty bed.
I look at Eleanor and say, is there any aura around this? Because really, it shouldn't hold together like this.
Storyteller, with my sense unseen, do I see anything weird?
Or my oblivion sight.
Oblivion sight doesn't show anything odd. There is, I will let you keep your previous successes because that's fucking impressive. There is a very light glow where the bones touch each other. Very, barely you can see it. It's so faint, but there's definitely where all the bones should be falling apart. There's something, a kind of a greenish glow holding them together.
I kind of lean a little close and kind of peer at it. Don't touch it.
No symbols. It's just a glow.
It is glowing a little bit. Greenish glow. Very faint.
At the joints?
Where the bones touch.
Mm-hmm. At the joints.
This is creepy.
Well, someone could try to pull the joints apart to see what happens.
Yeah, they could, Jackie.
Or not.
If we decide to do that, give me just a moment to finish this up. Lamar will finish his preliminary sketch, put his stuff away, and then he's going to head back downstairs to the main level.
Okay.
Just to make sure that no one's decided to come in and poke around while they're here.
Don't see anything. The building is still, now that, of course, it's been pointed out to you, it is eerily quiet, other than the wind that whips outside.
Who'd you buy this place from, Johnny?
Realtor.
From a real
Yeah, it's been on the market quite a while for some reason.
rather unusual place, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
But it might have some use. By the way, it will have to be rebuilt from the ground up.
Yes.
Did you guys find anything while you were down in the basement? Is there anything interesting down there?
Yes.
Oh,
There's
Like
an
what?
incredible amount of mold in the basement because there is a grate to, well, you would think it was a sewer grate, but no, it goes deeper than that.
A lot deeper.
And there's water, like
you mean
lots of water.
like down to the Undercity?
Hmm.
Mhm.
And the grate's been moved, even though it should be rusted closed.
Now, hearing that, Destiny, you do remember from everything you've heard from Winnetka and from Martin and the other Nosferatu that the Undercity was flooded by Lake Michigan at one point. And a lot of the Nosferatu and a lot of the people who had lived under there died. But parts of it has significant water, parts of it does not. But you do know that the Undercity was flooded. And Martin blames the Tremere.
Destiny's staring at the things, still listening in. She's in the like a different room than everybody else, isn't she?
The door's open, though.
The door's open. It was right next
Yeah,
to it. Yeah.
yeah. So Destiny will kind of under her breath say, huh, Tremere probably did it.
And I just look at Johnny like, what?
I can always take the lava cake off the menu.
Okay, well.
Now, what was that grate like? I mean, was it a light grate that like anybody could pick up, or was it like heavy set, like it would take hundreds of pounds to move it?
I don't know. I didn't touch it.
50, 60 pounds, rough estimate.
So it would take some effort to move that thing.
Some strength.
A little bit.
Overhead. Yeah, so a little bit of strength. Not that that's unthinkable with our kind.
True. So, Lamar, how's it going with those?
Lamar
sketches?
is not on your floor.
downstairs.
He said he was done his sketches and he went
That's
downstairs.
right. You're right. You're right. Sorry.
So Destiny's in the room by herself with the symbols. You
Yep.
guys are all looking at the
That's correct.
skeleton.
Destiny is all by herself with the symbols.
with the symbols and your conversation.
Does Destiny do anything other than listen?
Nope, she's just staring at the symbols and she's listening.
Okay, I was just curious whether you were going to touch one.
Nope. Not today, Satan.
Lamar's gonna check like the perimeter of the building outside, just to see if there's any other.
Wits awareness, please.
Gotcha.
And Johnny, you think maybe the regent would want to see some of these symbols? You think he'd be able to tell us more? Or
Yes,
some?
I'd look at them if he so chose, but I don't know what his feelings are on this area of town.
As we destroy the building, take the planks to him.
Not sure I want to touch them, but
Oh, you don't touch them. Take a wrecking ball to the place.
then how do we carry the planks to the regent?
Dump it on his front lawn.
So direct. There are
There's so-
subtler ways.
I'm sorry, but every fucking night in this goddamn domain, it is some kind of crap.
Yes, they wanted to keep us busy.
Yeah, well, I'm about to shove it up their asses. And I turn around and walk out.
Okay. Is anyone, who all goes with her and who stays in the building? Lamar, I'll come back to you in a second about what you see outside.
I go back to find Destiny.
Destiny's still looking at these symbols that she said is pretty.
Are they still pretty?
Very much so.
Do they move around for you or anything when you look at them? Are they just there?
They're just there. The patterns. They're super pretty.
I do like that swirly one right there with the little thing on the top.
Yeah. That one's pretty nice. Hey, Eleanor.
Mhm.
Aren't the Ventures supposed to be like bastions of composure?
I mean, usually, but I mean, I've seen some Ventru throw little hissy fits sometimes. I mean, like, when I say a little hissy fit, I mean like a tantrum that ends up with like things exploding and cars wrecking.
Okay. Was it Jackie?
No, it was actually somebody else.
Oh.
Jackie's actually, I would say, very much on the side of bastion of composure. But sometimes, I mean, when you got things to do and things are interrupting what you're doing, it can be very frustrating.
That's true. That's very, very true.
Now, when I'll go back in and talk to Destiny while she's looking at the symbols. Have we exposed like large sections of the wall?
I mean,
at
you've
this
pulled
point?
enough to get a good look. I mean, you could spend
but,
more time
I mean,
if you really want, but
I would like to spend a little more time and try to open up like an entire section of wall so that she can look at it and with her, super toreadorness, it's like see if she can see any like repeating patterns or like boundaries between the patterns.
Okay, I can let her do that. She'll have to use heightened senses, of course, because it's dark.
It's still heightened.
Yep. I'm going to let you roll on this one. Resolve. And don't know if it's awareness. Actually, there's something in particular I'm wanting to see you do. I want to see resolve survival for this.
We're not surviving. Where is survival?
It's under physical skills.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
Mhm.
Survival, resolve,
bottom.
and then I can add my Auspex rating, correct?
Go ahead.
Well, because I've got heightened senses.
Well, actually, no, don't add the Auspex because it's not going to help you with what I'm having you roll to check.
Okay.
It's actually not helping at all.
Survival, resolve.
Wow.
3. It's not bad. Still, you're finding it very difficult to follow the pattern. You try, but your eyes get dragged away from it. And the longer you try, the more your eyes start to throb a little, to hurt. You're almost starting to feel something that you haven't felt since being a kindred at all. A headache.
I don't.
Are you okay?
What's wrong?
It feels like a headache.
Maybe you shouldn't look at them anymore
Why not?
because they're giving you a headache.
But I haven't felt a headache since I was alive.
I would guess that that is the case, and that this is making you feel a headache seems worrying.
She's into it. Let her do it.
You're Roscoe. You're the one that does blood sorcery. Like maybe this is something that if you stare at it long enough, your head explodes.
This isn't my kind of blood sorcery.
Right. It could make your head explode if you stare at it long enough. Or summon something, or anything out of
It doesn't
things.
work quite that way, but I understand what you're saying.
Destiny's going to turn to look at Roscoe. It's not your kind of blood sorcery?
Well, there's different schools. This is not the sort of thing I had studied very much. Jonathan seemed to know more about it.
Yeah, he was able to recognize a lot of what this was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Now,
I guess a headache probably wouldn't be great for me to get. Should we leave?
Storyteller,
Okay.
check your messages.
go ahead. You can add for instincts.
Every time I try to follow the pattern, I can't quite.
Hmm.
And then I get the headache.
Pretty good roll.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lamar, you're outside. You sweep around the building and check the immediate vicinity, and 2 successes. You don't notice anything out of the area, but as you come around back to the front and finish your sweep, Jackie comes outside. Jonathan, you also were following with Jackie. Jackie, what do you do when you first get out?
I look to make sure that the car is still there with Etienne in it.
It is.
Okay. I start
And-
heading to it.
As you're looking around, 6 successes on your wits awareness. Pretty nice.
Jackie's got good instincts.
There is 2 people watching you. Heading towards they're on the path from where the building is towards the main drag.
2 people watching me. What do they look like?
It's hard to tell in the shadow, but one of them you think could be Mr. Why don't you come up here on the building?
Hey, why don't you come over here?
It doesn't move. It just stands there. There's somebody with him, small, slight figure.
Uh-huh.
By the look, your guess would either be a woman or possibly a very effeminate man, or it could be a child, but it's not quite. There's curves there that a child wouldn't have.
I'm going to send a group text to everyone because I have everyone's number. We have guests outside.
Now, Lamar and Jonathan, when she yelled over to him, you heard her because you had already looped around, and you can see who she's referencing. But the rest of you are upstairs when suddenly you get a text. Everyone's phone vibrates, or I don't know if, you have it on vibrate, I assume. I know you don't keep it on.
Destiny doesn't?
Destiny totally would.
If you have it on noise, then go ahead. You can assume it made whatever noise you think.
Yeah, Lamar looks directly at the person that Jackie's referencing.
Yeah, you think it could be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Turn into the scene of the crime.
Of course, it's
right.
Of course, it's his haven.
And he starts reaching for his gun.
Nice.
So the coterie gets their text, and what is everyone else doing?
Well, you think we ought to go downstairs and lend a hand?
Probably.
Okay, let's go. See?
Come on, Destiny.
Destiny follows.
Okay.
Yeah, I like touch your hand lightly when I say that.
Does Lamar, Jonathan, and Jackie wait for the rest of the coterie to come outside? The guy hasn't moved.
I send another quick text to Destiny privately. Oink, oink, I see a pig.
And the guy hasn't moved. He's just watching. And whoever's with him, this guy definitely has his arm around her, around her shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just standing there.
Lamar gives him the Chicago greeting.
He hasn't moved. And the rest of the coterie comes out of the building, and you see, I mean, as soon as you come out, because Lamar is like flipping the bird, and Jackie is like staring, and Jonathan is you see exactly what they're looking at.
I'll start making my way across the street toward him.
Okay. And as you get closer,
I'll pick up the rear.
You see him pulling away, but not running. He is drawing you towards the main drag.
I say we firebomb the building.
He seems to be dragging you towards a very public area.
I pull out my phone and I type into the group text, bad, danger, danger, danger. Send it.
Yeah, I'm not going to follow.
Here.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to
Who's following?
I'm not going to follow.
No.
Okay, well, you get as far as, Jonathan, you pull up to see what he's done, and he's actually walked across the street on the main drag, and he's just standing there with his arm around. It's definitely a woman.
Okay.
But she has a slack look on her face.
Yeah.
Are they talking?
No.
No? He's standing rock still.
This is one here to
21, 22. She's definitely dressed to be club hopping or something, but she is standing.
He's got himself a hostage.
Rock still, not moving, face slack, and his arm is around her. Now, you can't tell from this distance what his arm is doing, but the way it's draped around her shoulders, his hand is awful close to her neck.
Mm-hmm.
Does Destiny has her heightened senses? Can she see if there's a knife in his hand?
Okay, you get close enough to where you can get the angle to see it, and there's no knife in his hand, but his fingers are almost caressing right here along her neck, but it's bare finger.
Yeah.
And he hasn't made a threatening move. He's just watching.
I say when I get about halfway across the street, I'll stop.
Now, you're going to go all the way, like halfway in the road, or you're going to stand on the other corner across the street from him?
Like across the street. Just where I can get a good look up and see what he looks like.
Get a good look. He's kind of ragged. His hair is a bit wild. Beard's wild. Brown hair, brown beard, no gray in it at all. There are hard etched lines in his face like he lived a pretty hard life before he became Kindred. Mm-hmm. And the woman's face is definitely slack. You've seen this before. This is definitely somebody under the power of dominate.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just looking at you. He gets...
Can we see, where does it look like on that main drag? Does it look like he's headed toward a particular place?
He stopped
or?
right across
stopped.
the street, right
He's
in the main
baiting
drag
us.
where people are walking by, behind him because he's right at the edge of the street. But he's just standing there with his arm around her, his hand caressing right down her side of her neck. And you see him point to his mouth.
He wants to speak.
You know he's going to kill her as soon as we get there. Yes.
Yeah. Try to frame
Yeah,
us.
probably. I mean, I do feel bad for her, but
But yes, Destiny.
Am I close enough that he can see my eyes? Because I'm looking at him.
It's dark enough that he could if he has a power that would let him see clearly.
Who's near me right now?
Jonathan is in front of you. Jackie said she was
Taking
kind
up
of
the rear.
taking up the rear. I don't know what Roscoe and Eleanor are doing. I assume they've moved up to watch at least what's going on. And Lamar has not followed that closely, but everyone else is close enough to see him. I think it's going to be Jonathan is at front, Destiny, Jackie's in the back, and the rest are just scattered
In between.
Nobody
So
bunched
no one's
up.
super close.
Right. Nobody's
Okay.
bunched up. Nobody's all in one spot. Spread out a bit.
I don't feel like gambling today.
And then after doing that and beckoning, he points at her. And the grin has gone.
I yell across the street, let her go. We talk.
We talk. She stays here till we're done. And because you yelled that, somebody walking by goes, "Ma'am, are you all right?" And the woman with almost a mechanical voice, "I'm fine."
He's not the only one that can get attention. I start walking across the street.
Okay. Now,
As will I.
takes you a second to get caught up to Jonathan. What's everyone else doing? As you see Jackie definitely heading over there and Jonathan going too. What's everyone else doing?
Because now there's someone else staring at this woman.
Lamar's going to follow Jonathan. Jackie's going to back him up, make sure that no one's trying to sneak up from behind them. Or
Okay.
Pop
Roscoe,
out of it.
Eleanor, and
Right.
Destiny.
I'm moving up along with them. Not really running to catch up, but just closing in with the rest of them.
Close enough you can at least hear what's being said.
Right. Yeah.
Since they're moving up, I'm moving up
Okay.
with them.
And Destiny? Now, it's hard to keep your heightened senses going on the busy street because
There's a lot.
a lot of noise. Now, you could cut the heightened hearing out and just keep your heightened sight, but you're going to have to try to get close enough to hear him if you try that.
I would do that, and I would move up with everybody else. Strength in numbers.
I'm going to pull up awe to get the guy's attention.
Okay?
Not the kindreds, the guys.
Okay. You can roll for it.
Okay.
It is going to be under all you roll manipulation and presence. Now remember, it works on everybody who sees you.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's going to be a willpower.
Burn that willpower.
Yep. Yeah,
That's much better.
much better.
Okay.
Just want his attention.
That guy seems to be paying attention, but He's also moved down a bit. He just seems to keep looking your way from...
Come on back here.
You can roll charisma and persuasion. And then add your Dotson presence.
Okay.
That's what composure gives you.
Charisma. That's what all gives me.
Or all gives you, that's correct.
Presence. And persuasion.
Mm-hmm. And roll charisma as well.
I thought I did.
It deselected to throw charisma. Just roll
3 dice.
Yep. There's a way to do it. We'll have to figure this program out at some point. Mm-hmm. 3 successes.
That is a messy crit. That is actually 2 crits and 2 criticals and 1 success. So that is 5.
5 with a messy.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Social.
Yeah, but it's not a passive skill.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So we'll come back to that in a second.
Okay.
What's everyone else doing as she's called him forward?
Yes, do come back. We just want to chat.
I'm chatting.
As we get closer, is the woman that he's holding hostage anybody we recognize or just some random person?
It looks to you like she's a random person on the street.
Okay.
Lamar's going to take a look at like what he's wearing. Does he appear to be wearing any like body armor?
He's wearing
or does he have any weapons?
blue jeans, t-shirt. T-shirt's rather raggedy, to be honest. He's got a light coat on, but that's about it.
So say your piece.
And for your messy critical,
Yep.
when you called him over here, there was something in the way you did it. It draws attention to you from a number of people, and not in a positive way. You're not sure if your fangs peaked a little or if your eyes flashed, but he doesn't phase at all. He just lightly strokes her neck. I want you out of my domain.
It's no longer yours.
It will always be mine. You fucking tower shitheads.
Who are you to claim this domain?
Who the fuck are you?
How have you
Bootlicker?
found Neely?
When I catch that fucker, he dies.
Uh-huh.
But you fucking bunch of bootlickers are getting out of my damn
No.
domain.
Matter of fact, we've just bought your haven.
It's not my haven.
Oh, whose is it then?
It was
That's one of
safe house.
Mm.
How do you think I found you were here? You set the wards off by going in. Those wards keep everyone that isn't one of us from entering. They don't want to enter.
Who's us?
Would you like me to say it out loud on a public street when Miss over there has already attracted attention?
I'd just like you to do some simple math.
Oh, and I did let the wolf pack know you're around.
I owe you for that. And I will collect.
I'm sure you will.
Now, yes, I can count. I see 6. I can break her neck and cause such a scene that, let's just say, I know how your types operate, and you won't be looked favorably. I, on the other hand, don't have that compunction. I have no problem causing a scene, But we do not wish that, now do we?
I'm gonna fuck you up.
I've heard that before.
You haven't heard it from somebody who can actually get it done.
You fucking
Let the
tower types
girl
haven't
go.
been able to wipe us out yet. You've tried.
Tonight's your lucky night. You get to walk away from here.
What are you? Clan of the Scepter?
Clan of I'll fuck you up. That's the clan I'm from. So, step, let the girl go.
Bruja. And he says it right on the street. Bruja.
Brouhaha. Okay, we're all here. So, like I said, you can walk under your own power, or I'm going to make it hurt when I do catch you.
Oh, I'll walk away and you'll let me. And then there won't be a scene tonight. There won't be anything nasty. I wanted to speak to give you a chance to leave my domain. This,
There you are saying it's yours again.
my pack took it. We claimed
what
it
happened?
and we held it.
How'd that work out for you?
I'm still here. Packs can be replaced.
We just call you the one-man pack. Is that it? Is that how this goes now?
I am finding my suitable replacements.
No, that's not going to happen. You'll get the rats.
You know about my little pets.
I know many things about you. I know that you can shrug off generally fire. I know oh so much about you.
Handy little trick, that, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Tonight is your last chance. Leave my domain.
Quit making a scene and we can handle this.
I'm not making a scene at all. I have been nothing but pleasant.
Really? The
I
other
am a
night
man
you weren't
on a
making a
walk
scene.
with my date. Now we can make a scene. I can throw her into traffic.
I said quit making a scene and we can handle this.
This is not a negotiation. This is
No,
me
it
telling
isn't.
you.
You've been
Leave.
evicted. Twice.
You could always go to the south side. I hear there's plenty of open space down there.
This is mine.
No.
It was yours.
Not anymore.
I guess to you type, your right is challenged? What is it they say? Ah, yes. I declare praxis on this street.
Yeah.
I contest thy title. So,
So duke it out. Because that's how, contested practices go.
We will.
Mm-hmm.
My way.
No.
No.
It'll be our turn.
The way the Friends of the Night handle this. Not the way of the tower.
well, now you're speaking my language.
What do you know of the Friends of the Night? Fucking tower lick spittles.
At the bottom of every tower is a brick that I'm going to use to cave your skull in. So here's what's going to happen. Let the girl go. Walk away. We said, you and me, we can settle this any night you want. I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know how that how the Big M works. You, me, we have ourselves a little throwdown. Winner take all. I mean, unless you're scared. I mean, after what happened all your friends. Clearly, they weren't prepared.
You sound like a Bruja. You must be a Bruja. I've killed many of your kind.
Have you, though? Have you?
Oh, yes.
You sound like everybody who thinks they've killed one of my kind.
We'll see. And he turns.
Well, I mean,
actually, first he takes 3 steps back, still holding her. Now, don't follow me unless you want to see a scene caused. We were chatting. 24 hours is what I've given you. And he slowly pulls his hand away from the woman's neck. Have a good night. And he just turns and starts walking all casual away. And this is where we are going to end this episode. On a bit of a cliffhanger where Jackie attracted attention, but not enough, I think, that'll cause a problem yet because there's no cameras here.
You said it was a masquerade breach, so now I gotta fix this shit.
It is a breach, but only if there's a camera which you haven't seen. But it is a breach because that is what happens when you have a messy critical.
Fine.
And I would like to thank the players. Now, if I recall correctly, I believe Destiny had gotten the XP, but there was a big discussion for the bonus XP for the players. And the big discussion was everyone found it so hard to figure out who got XP. So I'm giving all the players a bonus XP for last session because they played well enough to make it so difficult for anyone to tell that we will give everyone the bonus XP for that. And then, of course,
well, thank you.
If you are a viewer, pop into the Discord. Do your vote. Vote on who you think gets some bonus experience. Because this one had a lot of weird shit in it, and I don't know. I can't tell you who should get it. But this coterie has now met their opponent, who is a bit cocky, but he doesn't know what he thinks he knows. Because if he goes into a fight assuming Lamar is Bruja, he is in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, he's done fucked up.
Big time.
Lamar, he's getting in the way of your future.
Oh, God. So again, thank you all for coming. Pop into the Discord right over here. We got the link. Vote on who gets a viewer XP. Everyone else, everyone got a bonus for last. They get 2 for this one. If you want to check out some good channels, we got a whole list of friends over there, people that we like to watch, great channels. If you want to give us a follow, here, give us a subscribe, support the channel, that kind of thing. If you want to catch back episodes, go to YouTube. Matter of fact, while you're over on YouTube, look in this chat over here, Ishvel, Haunted Chronicles, give them both a follow, subscribe on YouTube. It's free. But in particular, get Ishvel a subscribe because as of recording this, they are 15 away from getting their 100 and getting that short URL. And once they get their 100, we are giving away 2 $50 gift cards to Drive Through RPG. So it's like a perfect chance to get, free shit. So that's a good thing. I don't know what else coming up. That Relin is the one with the schedule.
Darker Waters Tuesday,
at 8 p.m.
Ishvel Saturday, and this game on Sunday.
So 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday is Darker Waters. So it's the 7th Sea Adventure a naval adventure at the sea. There's pirates, there's fucking sea beasts, there's all kinds of bad shit there. Torture one episode. They're not the good guys, it seems. Ishvel, 3 p.m. Eastern. That is, of course, Dungeons
On
Dragon
Saturday.
5th edition. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then every Wednesday, 5 p.m.
No, not Wednesday.
Oh, sorry,
Sunday.
Sunday at 5 p.m. I am screwed up already. Windy City After Dark, 5 p.m. Eastern. You'll get to see the conclusion of this cliffhanger and see where this is going.
Jackie's going to leave town.
And if Jackie leaves town, there'll be a casting call open, or one of the guests will take her place.
Fuck this place.
For those that don't understand the rules of Vampire V5, Messy Criticals.
No, Messy Criticals suck. I fucking hated it when I rolled that.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Jackie's going to leave.
Messy Critical means you either get a stain, which means you get a chance
I'd
to
rather
lose
take the
humanity.
stain.
It all depends on what fits. You breach the masquerade because your beast has shown itself in a way that cannot be explained as a normal person.
My beast hasn't shown itself at all this game.
Messy critical. I know, and it's feeling it, and it's starting to push at its bonds.
No, it ain't.
No, it is feeling it. It's pushing at its bonds
got that
because
shit on lockdown.
you had a messy critical. That was your beast getting a chance to express itself. So it's not as bad as a bestial failure. That's much worse. So I'd like to thank you all for coming. Anyone have anything they want to add?
Thank you guys for coming, and definitely tune in for the next episode, the mid-season cliffhanger.
Yeah, because I think Lamar's ready to go fuck some dude up.
He's ready to throw down.
And I don't think Jackie's scared yet because this guy ain't shown her shit that makes her scared yet.
Not at all. She is not impressed at all.
Yep.
He is all fucking bluster. I mean, I'm sure he's tough because fire didn't take him out, but he is.
Actually, from a storyteller perspective, there's lots of ways to avoid fire as a kindred.
There is.
That don't make you that tough.
Hell, Jackie could probably avoid fire, but
there are two Tremors.
And she ain't a fighter.
There are two Tremors that know there's at least one ritual that allows you to not be burned to death.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah.
And in the immortal words of Chops, mental health is no joke. Do not assume your friends and family, even your not friends, are okay. Check in on them, make sure they're okay, especially as we're getting a surge again in COVID cases. And if you have mental health issues, do not be afraid to reach out, get help, talk to people, because no one can handle it on their own sometimes, and you need to reach out to someone and do this. Take it seriously. And thank you all for coming. And we've really enjoyed this, and we've enjoyed, I think, the reception we've gotten so far from the community. So see you next week. And hopefully my wife doesn't murder me.
I'm so going to shank him in the kidney for this.
Credit to her ass because she wasn't happy.
I'm going to shank him in the kidney.
The dice are what they are. Good night, everyone. Good night. And if I can't talk next week, it's because I got a shank in my kidney.